that's what it is. Hey Google, what movie does Paul Bettany play Charles Darwin in? Oh, Creation.
It's called The Creation?
Yeah.
Maybe I have heard of it.
Yeah. So it wasn't Master and Commander. Good thing I didn't commit to that. Yeah, because Master and Commander, Russell Crowe plays the ship captain, and he has a friend who is a scientist, but it's not Charles Darwin. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Why is DIY difficult?
I guess it's really the creative aspect. Mm-hmm. So it's coming up with all the components. In terms of game making, mm-hmm. we're talking about the game mechanics, the theme, the storyline, all the pieces. For me, I like to print the pieces, so designing those. If you're going to take the project the whole way, then you have the marketing aspect, which is a whole different beast. Mm-hmm. Then social media, which is also very time consuming. The Kickstarter pages, it's just a very, very overwhelming thing, especially if you haven't done it and someone would tell you everything that's involved. You
just go, what? I can't handle this.
And then you want somebody else to do it for you.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit too much of a control freak that I don't really like to subcontract anything. At some point you have to, especially if you want to be able to release multiple titles. It only makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's just a lot of original thought that's required.
Yeah.
And there's not really a repetitive aspect to it for next time, because you don't want to create the same thing again. There's no point.
What I find interesting about that idea is that when you're dealing with any sort of thing that is self-contained, you basically have to be a self-made business person, right? Like we were just
self-motivate.
You have to self-motivate, and you have to look at every possibility of every piece that needs to be done in order to get that object out there, right? Like you're effectively, like you said, you're marketing, operations, planning, which is operations too, I guess, but accounting. You're doing every facet of it, right?
The website,
yeah. So I can completely understand that, having to do that myself, right? Like you said, even with marketing, you have to dedicate almost more time to everything else than to the actual act of creation, in a way, right? Like the playtesting, you spend hours and hours and hours having people play the game, and you have hours and hours of, write-ups on the game and all these things, and at the end of it, I bet you'd look at it and say, I actually spent more time on all this other stuff than on the actual making of the game, right?
And even the designing, the graphic designing, that chews up so much time.
Mm-hmm. And you're learning along the way too, right? So what I find interesting about that, and I don't know, like you said, you'll eventually have to subcontract some of it out, but what I find interesting about that is, in a way though, it allows you to better understand all the different things that go into the process.
Yeah. And it's fulfilling in the end, as much as everything takes longer than you want it to.
Yeah.
Looking back, I'm proud of everything I did, whether the project works or not. I've learned so much in the process, right? And that's only because I wanted to do it all myself.
Yeah, and I would imagine that with this project in particular, with Uprise, you're actually getting to a place now where you've gotten further along than anything else that's preceded it, right? So so if this one goes all the way through, then the next time you do a project, you're a little bit more prepared.
Yeah, you would assume it's going to be faster. I don't know, but you would hope. Yeah. I'll definitely be better prepared.